I heard a comment coming from CJ Hicks that I thought was rather bold, but I thought it was confident, and I just thought it was a healthy, confident mindset for a guy that you would consider to be, hey, at the top of the class in a class that obviously is star-studded, but the 2 5-stars are on defense. So that may be a statement in and of itself, but he basically didn't give the textbook comment of, I'm going to show up and do my very best, and we'll kind of see what happens from there. He cited, we want to be the best, win national championships. That's why I'm here, Tony.
Well, if you're not at Ohio State to win a national championship, then you might be in the wrong turn lane there, and that's the goal. And you saw what happened when Ohio State failed to make the playoffs this past season, and it's something that is now the norm. In the days of just shooting through the Rose Bowl, I mean, I think that probably went out with the BCS, or that went out once the Buckeyes made the Rose Bowl after the '96 season. Then it became, then the BCS came in, and then it became just that's old timey football. And so now it's the playoffs, it's the national championship, and if that's not, I mean, that's he wasn't the only one to talk about how that's the goal. I mean, that's Tim Walton, the coaches were talking about it. That's why you have an opportunity. Jim Knowles, he said they were just a couple of feet away from playing for the national championship this past season. At Ohio State, the expectation is to more than advance, and so CJ Hicks has been one of the talkers, and not like a cocky guy. Like, he's been one of the spokespeople for this class from the outset, and I'm sure this is not the first time he's talked to anybody about winning a national championship at Ohio State.
Yeah, as Tony said, I mean, it would be more surprising if a player were coming out there not talking about that in terms of Ohio State, because that certainly is the goal. Everybody's 0-0 right now at this point in terms of what's going on, especially for an in-state guy like CJ Hicks, who's grown up watching the Buckeyes. I mean, he certainly knows what the expectations are. Before he, realized that he was going to be a college football player, I'm sure he was a college football fan and was right there with the people having those expectations that Ohio State need to be in whatever the top echelon is, whether it be college football playoff, BCS, Bowl Alliance, whatever any of that is, that Ohio State needs to be there. Now that he has the opportunity to do something about it, I mean, that's the kind of comment that you want from a guy like that. It's when they sit there and they start to give too much of an idea of a plan. Slow your roll a little bit there, young man, at that point. But I think that's I think that not only is that to be expected, but I think that that's the kind of conversation you want to hear from these guys.
Yeah, CJ talked about how the returning linebackers have welcomed them in, and yet he also discussed how much competition there's going to be for the playing time, because there's theoretically only going to be 2 linebackers playing, and there's probably 10 or 11 guys going for those 2 spots, especially when you add in Mitchell and Nate Ote, who would be super seniors to go with the rest of the group. So Gabe Powers is also a true freshman. Sonny Styles could possibly rep at linebacker as well if it's not safety. So going to be a lot of competition there. And CJ Hicks, he was very, very good in the media session we had. We posted the video of all of his comments, and it just seems like a very bright guy that's going to be a leader for that defense for at least the next 3 years, it looks like.